Hi and welcome to my updated guide on my Lightning Deadeye. I'm currently level 81 and I've done a bunch of endgame maps. Currently my highest map I've done is a T15 with a boss, where the boss melted. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a T16 map yet, but I might put up a short video from a T16 boss kill in the future, but I don't feel like it's necessary for this video. Update on the nerf for cast on shock and cast on crit. So I was planning on doing a cast on crit build, but that won't be happening anymore because it won't be proccing ball lightning enough. And for cast on shock, it's not really affecting this build as we are self-casting ball lightning, so we can always get like this crazy amount of procs even without the cast on shock. And the cast on shock was not nerfed on bosses, which is why I'm still deleting bosses, and I think I'm around like 500,000 to a million DPS currently on bosses. So let's go into the gems, because I've made some changes. So Lightning Rod, Scatter Shot as before, Lightning Infusion, Primal Armament, but I also have a new socket here using the Lightning Penetration. Then we got Ball Lightning, where we have changed some stuff around. I'm now playing on Leash, so I can cast more Lightning Balls in a single cast, resulting in more procs on the rods. We have the acceleration just as before, and lightning exposure. I've also added a new skill, so I'm now running lightning arrow as well, with martial tempo for the attack speed, Shane to get extra procs on the rods, and then mobility. And I'm not using this skill super much. I usually just use it to clear packs of white mobs, because using the ball lightning on them is overkill, and it's a lot faster to just clear them fast with the lightning arrow. Then we have Voltaic Mark, using Innovate and Conduction just as before. Electrocuting Arrow, running Neural Overload. I actually don't know if this is really helping. I feel like it's not really doing anything. But yeah, it's there. I usually don't run anything here sometimes. So, conductivity, we have persistence, heightened curse, and focused curse. Previously, I was running this in a blasphemy setup. I removed that as I didn't have enough spirit. I would like to run it again to not have to cast it. And then we're still running Caster Shock exactly as before, Ball Lightning, Impetus, and Energy Retention. Then we have Herald Thunder running, Lightning Mastery, Culling Strike, and Concentrated Effect. This is just to increase clear speeds. It's not super important for like single target damage. And then we have Wind Dancer running now, with Clarity for some mana reg, Blind to blind enemies when they manage to attack us, and then we have Maim to slow the enemies. So let's get into capping stats. I talked about this the last video, but I thought I'd just go through it again. This build needs 119 intelligence at least for you to be able to run it. And you also want high dexterity to be able to run high dexterity gems and high dex weapon. Like this bow has 212 dex requirement currently. So I'm gonna hover my gear pieces for a little while so you can see them. Important to remember is that you will need both dexterity and intelligence on some of your gear pieces probably to be able to reach the caps for the attributes. Except for reaching your attribute caps, with your gear you also want to get high evasion. I'm currently at 87%. And you also want to cap your resistances, which caps at 75. I'm currently missing 6 lightning and 5 cold resistance and 25 chaos, but I'm doing fine. You will get randomly one-shotted, unfortunately. That happens sometimes. and I'm currently at pretty low life at only 1480. Ideally, I would like to be at like 2k or more. So let's talk about the passives. I'm still on at 2 ascendancies and still clearing T15 maps without a problem, and I don't think I'll have a problem with T16 maps either. Still running point blank because I really like it for bosses because I usually play close range to them, and even when mobbing, if elite gets on top of you, having a bit of extra damage to kill it faster is really nice. And I usually don't feel like I need the extra damage from range. And then we have endless munitions here for the extra projectile, for the lightning rod and the ball lightning for some extra procs. When I get my other ascendancies, I'm gonna go into gathering winds to get attack speed and evasion and movement speed, and then a wind ward to take less damage from my stacks. Some important clusters in the tree, I would say this dexterity cluster is really important, especially if you're having a hard time capping your dexterity and intelligence, because these small dexterity nodes here are 8 dexterity each, which is great, and then you have the middle one, which is 25 dexterity, and then you also have this enhanced reflex node, which increase all of your dexterity by 8%, which is huge when trying to cap your attributes. So that's the most important nodes for this tree. I'll have a link below so you can check out the whole tree. Another thing you could do for this build as well is going mercenary and going gambling legionnaire, because then you wouldn't struggle at all with your attribute points, because gambling legionnaire will allow you to use every skill and calculate it based on your highest attribute. So let's say you have 300 dexterity, you will be able to use a 300 intelligence gem and 300 strength gem as well. So going gambling legionnaire might be a good choice as well. Thank you for watching the video. I will be posting more builds in the future, and I have a few ideas about some future builds I want to do. If you're interested and are liking this channel, please subscribe. It will help me out a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.